Hi all! So, this is the start of the next video. I've got two experiments going on with this one. Firstly, I've got the camera mounted on this thing that's supposed to track me. If it's a complete failure, then, well, so be it. And secondly, because people keep saying that it sounds no good, I've got one of these remote mics. So, let's see if this improves things a bit. So this one is hopefully going to be, well, it's probably not going to be me starting and completing the front wings, sorry, wing, because I'm doing one at a time, but certainly it will be me at least starting it. First thing I've got to do though is stop the rotisserie build table thing from rotating around, which I do by putting some arms back in there. And then I've got to get the car back out and swap it around, because as you probably see, as you can see down here, gap to there, I just don't have room. So what I'm going to have to be doing is mainly kind of working on it underneath the garage door being open. But I'm going to shift everything around for now. So you might be able to see out here right now it's pretty miserable. So I think now is going to be just get everything ready to rock and roll. And then when the June weather comes back again, I can then start working. Not sure how that will work because I don't like the hot weather either. There we go. It's all bolted down now, so it's its second, I think the second only time it's going to see daylight. Quite a lot of daylight out there. Right, once it's out, I'm going to give the floor a bit of a sweep. There's so much filing dust on the floor in here at the moment, I actually nearly slipped over the other day. So it's probably wise to do that. Look at that nice clean floor. But if you're a sufferer of OCD, I suggest you look away now. Yeah. Do you think maybe sweeping the floor should be a thing I do a little more often? Right, so one super clean garage. I haven't done the work surfaces, so one cleaner garage. Let's get it back in. Right, there's not much room in here. I think it might be wise for me to take that shelf off that's there to give me some extra room. And to be honest, that shelf looks like it's about to fall off the wall anyway. I don't know if I'm trying to do this in too small a space. So as the people at Cricket said when they first saw the universe, it's gotta go. Oh, I never liked that shelf much anyway. Anyone else into Hitchhiker's Guide? I got this thing in my mind now that it wasn't the people of Cricket. Where they came from was Lalafray, and Cricket was somehow involved. Oh, I can't remember. Tell me what it is. Pit stop. Now there's a test for my son. If he watches these videos like he says he does, he's going to put in the comments why I just did that. Aren't you, Jack? If anyone else wants to guess, go for it. So sometimes I wonder about my own intelligence, really, because obviously the ones I've printed out for that side, if I turn them upside down, they're the right shape for this side. The one that obviously isn't is the very base one, because what I'm thinking is that I'm going to have about a 15-degree angle going up here. So these kind of go like that to probably about this sort of height, and then we'll merge into a kind of a flat. I've actually got like the standard cycle wings couple in the garage, sorry, in the loft, so I'm going to get those down because that's going to be my top. And the idea is I'm going to come down here probably about a quarter or a third. Thirds always good, aren't they? You know, rule of thirds and all that. Third before we then go side pod straight back. I think I'll do a little bit of thinking and measuring now, and then I need to get the base one of those printed and probably a couple more kind of I think that's 40mm. Anyway, a couple more different sizes that I can then join together to make it the height I want it to be before we get into the mergey bit. And somewhere in amongst there I've got to work out where I'm going to have a clear perspex bit for the lights. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the mould out of one piece, and then I can then use the mould to form the perspex, because I believe you can do it by just warming up perspex and it kind of bends. If anybody's got any better ideas on that, please shout, because as with most of this, it's all new to me. So those of you who are not keen on the wobbly videos, pleased to know that's the new phone arrived. Right, okay, so this is where I am. I don't know if you can follow me so far. So old normal you know, cycle wing thing all taped on. I've secured the wheel so the wheel can't move. I've moved the wheel up about 8 centimeters, but we've got another 20mm under here, so that should be plenty of movement. So when I'm on full bump stop, I'm not going to have a tyre meets bodywork problem. And we come around, and then I've started looking at these. They look pretty. So these are what I've been 3D printing, the basic shape. And I'm looking at having them going up at a 15-degree angle. And we've got the headlight. It's the smallest one I could find that is the correct standard for UK, you know, dips the right way and all that kind of stuff. And the headlight will go in there. So before I go any further, I need to 3D print a 15-degree kind of wedge for the bottom bit. Originally I was thinking of the headlight going inside some like a perspex bit, but having now looked at that, I've actually got a decent curve on here, so I might see if I can 3D print that same curve. That might be making it a bit tricky because of course it curves in. Well, I'll have a think about that. Also, this secures on the bottom, so literally it can just be on a kind of a pole down onto the splitter. The other thing I've got to have a look at is look at the spec for the IVA, because there's a minimum height that headlights have to be off the ground. There's also like distance in from the side, and that obviously I'm going to be okay for distancing for side, but I need to check minimum height. Probably actually isn't going to affect the design of this, but it might mean temporarily for the IVA. I might have to kind of mount the thing up on a stalk, but we'll see where we are. But that's my thinking at the moment. What do you reckon? Can you see? Do you see my vision? Can have a. So really, what I'm looking at is this point, kind of as it curves around. That point will flatten out to become a flat up here, and then we'll have a flat over the top. Then from where that cycle wing bit is there, that's purposely placed, that's 40mm off the floor, and then I've marked 30mm marks along here, so the side pod will be 30mm high, so we'll have a nice smooth curve coming down 10cm, then it will go flat, 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 until it then needs to go up and over the rear wheel. Side pod on the passenger side will contain the radiator, possibly oil cooler as well. Not too sure about that. Oil cooler might come this side. But the other thing I'm planning on doing is having the side pod is like a bit of a boot, so I can have a little flap on it to chuck some stuff in. Not that this is going to be a shopping car, but it is, you know, quite handy. At the moment on the Exo Booster I have a cycle lock on there, so if I stop somewhere I chain the crash helmet up to the chassis, you know, and I put a rucksack in the passenger seat. So I keep saying things about this car, don't I? It will have some more practicality than the Exo Booster. Of course, you know, it's not going to out-practice my wife's car or my Transit, but there we are. Anyway, so there we are. Thoughts, comments, feedback, all appreciated. I've been following this guy's channel. He doesn't do updates very often, but he is one of the people that inspired my build. So if you're interested in what I do, I think you'll be interested in what he does. So go have a look at that one. So I'm doing a whole bunch of 3D printing here. My design on 3D is not good enough to get a nice curve, so basically I'm printed out several sort of steps, and I will then use the body filler thing to fill in. I've found out the light, so I think it's 500mm to the bottom above the ground, so I've gone with the wheel up and blah 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 and all the calculations. So basically that is the minimum height for my light, and it's from the bottom of the light. So the light will go in like this, which means we'll have a slope up to the top, so I think that will work okay. What I'm going to have to do is 3D print some sort of flat pieces, I think, to sort of join up. So I want as much printed bits as possible, and then just kind of fill in the gaps either with a bit of that foam stuff or just body filler in. Might be probably a combination of both. When the suspension is, well, when it's sort of sat in normal position, that the bottom of the wheel will be about 15cm lower than the top of the splitter. So then if we look at that on top of there, we're going to be putting the lights on about 40cm above the splitter, so we're looking at 55. I will double check that actually. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this video there. There are a couple of questions you can help me with though, if you have experience of IVA. The first one is the splitter. So I've had a little look through the IVA document, which it's been updated since I did the IVA on the Exo Booster, mainly to try and see if I have a splitter on the front, will that cause a failure? Now I'm planning on the splitter to be anywhere between 10 and 20mm thick, and it will have a curved front edge to it. Now when I've just had a quick look through the IVA document, I think that's allowable, but I'm not 100% sure, because it talks about, so if something's less than 5mm protrusion, it doesn't need to be rounded. If it's more than a 5mm protrusion, it has to be rounded, but it talks about a 2.5mm circumference, but I might be missing something there. So if you know anything about it, please stick in comments below. I mean, it would be really ideal for me if I could put this through the IVA with the splitter on the front, because it's going to solve a lot of issues about how I support the front wings. Obviously, if the splitter's there, they support on the front wings. If they're not, somehow they're kind of floating in space, so I'm going to have to sort out a temporary thing. And the other one is headlight height. I'm pretty certain I've understood this correctly, that it's, I think it was 550 from the road, but if anyone knows that for sure and can confirm, that would be brilliant. Anyway, thanks for following. I'm going to break this down into lots of little bits, because otherwise it would be one very long video. One of the channels I like is Matt's Skidmore Garage one. I've noticed one of the things I like about his channel, so I'm going to kind of copy you a bit, Matt, if you're watching, is the fact that he kind of chats and discusses quite a lot about his ideas and what he's thinking of doing, and gets his watchers to make some suggestions, which quite often he uses. I think, especially now I'm going into the realms of the completely unknown for me with this bodywork thing, that would be quite helpful. So you're probably going to get more updates from me, shorter ones, lots of questions, and probably even worse editing than usual, because I don't want to be spending the time doing the editing. Anyway, that's all folks, bye.